basically the estimated budget of 100,000 euros will be essentially transferred to ITC for the express purpose of implementing this this project with the winning city. So what does that mean? That means that all, for example, travel costs, all local costs. So let's say that we're doing a seminar or some type of local program on the ground in the city, in the developing world. Those travel costs and all those local costs will be borne by ITC via this 100,000 euro grant. And we also can then also use that funding to recruit consultants. So that would be staff, not staff per se, but special short-term consultants that could be detailed from the city to implement the project. We are anticipating that municipal staff would be, let's say that the city staff would be engaged in this project. Their salary would be already paid by the city budget. So that would not be an additional, they would not be an ITC consultant, but other external non-municipal members of the city that are engaged in this project could be consulted, could be contracted as an independent consultant. So the answer is both. So if you're already you already have a twinning city arrangement, that's fine. Then please do discuss that, provide information in your application. If you are already starting the process, meaning you have gone down a certain path where you are engaged in identifying potential candidate cities to twin with, then please provide, let's say, the start date of that project or that program or that idea, the overall, let's say, reasons behind that, things like that. Provide as much information as you can. You need not already have something in existence completely finished, but I would say it would be very good if it's an ongoing or just a started project that you could provide some supporting documentation on that. No. So there's no need for any type of detailed budget, if you will, in the application. What we're looking at is the overall concept. So, for example, in the application, if you have an idea that you think could benefit a developing country city, for example, in terms of incentivizing or supporting fair and sustainable production or improved economic well-being linked to a trade-related type goal in a developing country city, then that type of background information should be provided in your proposal, in your application, not a budget of how you would implement, let's say, A to Z. We would take that on ex post June 27th with you. We would start to work together collectively, jointly, in terms of the overall scoping of that new project.
As we mentioned before, in the rules of contest that can be downloaded on the website, a part of it, Annex 2, I don't know if actually can be seen, but essentially there's a template already for the mayoral declaration that can be just downloaded, and then essentially you only fill in the name of the mayor and the city name, as well as the date and essentially a stamp and a signature. And then that can be uploaded on the website. So there is already a template for doing that. It should be fairly straightforward, even if the language capacity in English is not, let's say, very well advanced, in that city. But I think that this one essentially can be used. I don't know if there was a discussion on submitting it in a different form.
Well, that question I would like to turn over to Fabio, just if you have any other points on the mayoral declaration.
Well, I think, either applicants can use the form that is already on the website, that is ready to use, just to be signed and stamped, or alternatively, if there are issues in using that form, also another form in the city's language can be used. And the important thing then it would be to have the same content of the original one. But as for the rest of the application, I mean, everything can be submitted in any of the 24 EU official languages, so including the mayoral declaration. But then, if you do it in the city's language, then it's important to have the same contents of the one that is on the website, just to ensure, let's say, the same treatment for all cities.
Perfect.
Yes, yes. I would say that if you feel that you must submit the mayoral declaration in another language besides English, as Fabio mentioned, that is possible. But I would say just well before the 13th deadline, please contact us to make sure that it is an appropriate format in the translation. We can validate that for you. So the observable effects, I mean, it's a good question. So observable effects of fair trade activities would be, for example, in your in your community, are there any NGOs that are active in the fair and ethical trade area? Are there activities that you promote with developing country communities? Are businesses engaged in terms in your community in sustainable activities, procuring or maintaining codes of conduct, sustainability policies that preference, if you will, supplying from certified or verified or fair trade or sustainable sourced goods. Basically, it's really the overall, let's say, ecosystem. Does the city itself supports sustainable public procurement, where they're procuring uniforms or wood or coffee, cocoa, whatever that are produced sustainably or under certain environmental, labor, sustainable or organic type policies. It's really quite a it's a more of a holistic type view where the various elements in the municipality are contributing. So the city hall itself, or the city government, the private sector, and then the civil society or NGO sector. Until the next time, thanks very much and all the best.